Hello everyone and welcome back to another AFK journey video. In this video I wanted to update you guys on my current team lineup I'm running in Supreme League and also my guildmate AirP. We both made it into the semifinals now and I am predicting we're probably both going to be in the final round as well. You guys may notice Dal over here, but unfortunately he's been away from the game for over a week now. He hasn't logged in and so his teams are set, and so obviously I'm just going to counter them, and so it won't really be an interesting matchup. So I'll be almost basically guaranteed for finals, and then I do think AirP has the edge. I'm going to show you the teams we're running. Both of us have had success with it. I'll show you some replays as well. So to take a preview at what I basically ran, it is going to be this one. The first team, we finally are bringing out Zorya. It has been a long time that I've wanted to bring it out, but I haven't really gone for it because my Zorya was low Paragon upgraded. I've recently garnered to Paragon 3 from the epic wishlist, regular wishlist, and now I was like, okay, let's bring her out because also it will allow me to keep my other powerful heroes for the other teams. Basically, this is the advantage of Zorya. Even if it doesn't have the most winning matchups, it is a decently solid team, especially if you can snipe an enemy Gunner Gwyneth. It has a good win chance against any enemy Gunner Gwyneth team. And then you can save your other powerful heroes for the other teams to make them even stronger. The team 2 is a Saida contest, but unlike any Saida contest in the past, we're going for a real protection on the contest. Alicent protecting contest, Hepler protecting contest. Basically, my whole plan was to guarantee survival of contest so she can silence the entire enemy team, and then having Saida as your win condition. I think it's an interesting strategy. I don't know if this is the best version of it, but because I was running Sylphira on a map where I couldn't really run Hepler anyway, I was like, let's go ahead and just run Hepler over here to protect the contest. Then the team 3 is going to be Rolan Orion team with Rowan. It's a very strong team, and overall, it isn't the most pay to win because it's 4 regular faction heroes in Rolan. Team 4 is a Sylphira Ulna comp with free win defensive magic on Sylphira and Vanguard spell onto Sylphira. Interesting team, however, it does have some losing matchups that we will talk about. And then finally, you may be very surprised to see this final team. Dunlinger Gunner Gwyneth with Kulu, but also Agumon here. You might be thinking, why is Agumon here? What is he doing here? Well, in fact, I gave the bell to Agumon so he can cast his ultimate and digivolve, and also he provides a temporary stat buff to Gwyneth. It allows his team to have a 100% win chance into enemy Zorya. That was the main reason I went for it, because my only weakness across all my teams is everything beats Zorya, all of my teams, except for my Gunner Gwyneth. The Gunner Gwyneth was never consistent in beating a well-built-up Zorya. With Agumon, there's no chance to lose, and that is why I'm going to now just quickly show you. We'll show you the actual team formations later on. But if you take a look at it here, one of my 12-16 match, we had a Zorya. With the Agumon, you're going to see that Agumon is a hard counter. The map is kind of showing weird. Yeah, Agumon is a hard counter to Zorya because he's going to digivolve because he has a bell on him. You guys are going to see it here. He'll be protected long enough. There he digivolves. Once he's digivolved, Zorya is not going to have any chance of beating him because he is too tanky. And then when Zorya comes down, Zorya is the last remaining enemy and he will instant defeat the Zorya. But otherwise, it's Athalia nuking has potential. Like, look at the Gunner. See? This is how Gunner Gwyneth team eventually gets terrorized by these Zorya Athalia. But because we're just going to instant defeat her now with the Wargreymon, we're not going to basically allow anything. There's no counterplay when you run the Agumon in this comp. When you don't run Agumon, you guys saw even the first jump of Zorya, Gunner was almost dead. And if Gunner gets wiped out, then Gwyneth is going to come next and the whole team crumbles. And so that is why I like Agumon there for making now it 100% even into that matchup, which was a one weakness, one basically Achilles heel of that comp. So that is basically why I wanted to show you over here. Now, when we look at AirP's teams, he's running the teams that I shared in my first video of this round of Supreme League, but just he's running them on different maps, which of course this is recommended. When you are progressing through the knockout stage, you have to move around your teams a bit. You have to try to predict where enemies are going to place their teams, but he is running the same exact 5 cores. Almost completely, as I recommended in my first video, which is the Freerin Orion with Rolan, Lightbird, very strong comp. The Cryanaya Dunlinger, not a strong team, but it has some favorable matchups. We'll show you his history. Then the Sylphira, Sylphira, Thalia, Hepler team, you have the Gunner, Gwyneth, Lightbearer with Peggy. Now, the thing is, right, I was also running the Peggy version, but then I did some testing against Zorya Thalia, and a really stacked Zorya Thalia still has win potential into this team comp. And that's why I was like, okay, I need to improve it, I need to level it up somehow. And also, this team has potential loss value against, not really consistent, but I have seen a team without Dunlinger, Gunner, Gwyneth, with bad RNG lose to Saida. There's a possibility, but it's an RNG type matchup. So basically, to eliminate the RNG, you run Dunlinger with the comp. To eliminate RNG, or basically give 100% win rate against Zorya Thalia, you run Agumon with the comp. That's basically how I've come together with that one. And then we have Saida contest, Gerda, basically cycling Saida ultimate comp, also solid. When you take a look at his win rate, 12-16, his most recent matchup, he actually went 4-1, which is great. He somehow, I don't even know how this happened. He beat a Saida contest with Kryna. I think it was a Paragon gap. If we take a look at what's happening here, because normally Saida contest ends up stalling out the Cryonaya because you don't lock up. You obviously kill the Saida and everything else here, but this Cryonaya should be expelled, and now it will not be able to ult again. And then usually it gets stalled out by the remainder on the team. But it looks like Alice and Raven were able to finish it up, also due to the Paragon advantage. But that's why overall this Cryonaya team is not that bad. Honestly speaking, it isn't a bad team. I was running it. Who knows, I might switch up and potentially run it in the final match. I don't know, but it is a solid team. You guys see that here. The team 2, yes, Sylphira. Honestly, Sylphira Alna, it has a lot of problems. It has matchups which are not favorable. If I show you my replay of my one loss, it was also with Sylphira Alna. It lost to a Rolan team. Basically, Rolan is countering Sylphira because if the team becomes too tanky, it can't be killed by your Sylphira. And then if Sylphira doesn't kill anything, she's like, oh no, what do I do now? Because Sylphira doesn't pack the biggest punch. She has that utility of the silence, but her damage up until now has been enough to clean up most enemy teams. But when you talk about Rolan teams, even Orion teams without Rolan, even Saida contest stall teams, potentially they have a win chance against this, although that is also an RNG or positioning based matchup. Basically, these are the issues which you're running into with Sylphira. But I mean, overall, still a strong comp. The Team 2 Saida contest beat the Orion Rolan, which is very surprising. Again, there's a Paragon difference, but it's still Paragon 3, Paragon 4 versus this. So I was actually very surprised to see that this somehow beat this. And this is just really going to show you how a team like Saida contest with Gerda, Rowan, is actually a very solid team, and this is why I've been running it. It has win chance against enemy Sylphiras, it has win chance against enemy even Orion, Rolan, which I did not expect, because it's also a positioning based thing, because if Orion can get onto your Saida and silence her, that's a problem for her. But with the Gerda, you know, unaffected pool, she's able to keep cycling, and that's what's basically happening here. And honestly, after watching this, I'm even more inclined to maybe switching back to this. It was my original team lineup for my videos, right? It's really solid, and it has a good win chance again, like because your contest is going to free your Saida to cast the ultimates right here, as long as she's able to survive. It somehow has a survivability that Orion can't nuke it. If the Orion could nuke your contest, obviously, then you're going to lose. And actually here, everyone's silenced. Even the Saida, so this is kind of weird. What ends up, it's actually a stall out. Yeah, I mean, I think probably this was just an RNG matchup then. I thought that the Saida was not expelled, but she was expelled in the end. So that wasn't exactly, that wasn't exactly a good demonstration of that. But yeah, okay. And then Team 4 is going to be, the Freerin. This one beats almost anything. This Rolan team beats almost anything. This Mauler Agumon has no chance against it. If you want to just see the burst damage, and this is why Orion up front, it comes in with the burst, right? Like, you have the Valor Shield spell, you have the Rolan buffs, Freerin defensive magic on her, and then Freerin also is like a sub DPS who can clean up at the end, so that's really solid. And then finally, Team 5, look at this, it beat a Dunlinger, Gunner, Gwyneth. Now, I know they're a bit Paragon disadvantage, but this is also Paragon 3, so it's not even a major Paragon difference. But this is showing you that Gunner, Lightbearer with Siren, blocking their artifact, just bursting through them. It is really close, so it's pretty close, right? Wait, what ends up happening here? Who? Okay, I mean, not actually as close, not actually that as close as you would think. If you take a look at it, but yeah, I mean, I guess close matchups, but really, yeah, Siren Lightbearer against the Dunlinger counterpart it is the upper hand because you block the artifact. You're just coming in with more burst, and you don't care about their Dunlinger. So that's basically what's happening here. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty stable actually, because the gunner is like at over 50% health even when everything goes down. So yeah, it was, but I guess Paragon was a bit of a difference. Yeah, the Gwyneth was Paragon too. Yeah, that's a big deal, because it's not only just about the whole team, but if the hyper carry is a low Paragon, yeah, that's a problem. Otherwise, it probably potentially could have won there, but it's close. Anyway, guys, that's basically showing you the recap. Now, let me go ahead and show you the actual formations. There will be team ideas as well if you want to copy them down. And yes, yeah, so this was my set of teams. It is the Zorya Atelier. This was my positioning on map 1. I ran it with Magic Surge, but now I think Surging is actually better. I'm going to be running Surging spell for this next round. I believe that is better. Then when we look at the team 2, this is the Saida contest, just maximum stalling contest. Now, this is not the ideal map for this team, but the reason I ran it here was a couple of reasons. Number one, I had a feeling that my opponents or potential opponents were not going to run Orion here. The one hero I'm worried about when I'm facing with this Saida team is Orion. I don't want to face an Orion with this team because I just feel like the Orion burst damage can potentially kill you in the back. But with all of this extra protection of Hepler and Alicet, contest should be pretty stable. So that was the whole plan, and with the breakthrough spell. And then team 3, this is the Rowan Perseus version with Orion. It's a very strong version of Perseus, no question about, or Orion, no question about it. The question is Freerin better in this comp rather than Rowan and running Orion up front? It depends on the matchups, honestly speaking. Both of them have potentially good winning matchups, and there's value of both of them. And it frees a Freerin, and then I could use Freerin in my Sylphira team. So this was my one team that lost in the round of top 16. We lost 4-1, or we won 4-1, so we had one loss. It was this team. Not necessarily because it's a bad team, and you might be thinking, well, isn't Sylphira trapped? But not, because she can just attack the wall, and then eventually, it also charges up a bit of her energy by attacking the wall, so it's actually fine for her. It's not a problem. The only thing is, this team has some issues, which is that if the enemy has Rolan, if the enemy has Orion, they have a potential to kill your Sylphira. But yeah, overall, it's a solid team. It can beat a lot of things. And then finally, team 5 was this gunner, Dunlinger, Agumon comp that we already, that basically, it does count as Zorya Atelier. I will show you guys that replay. So that is basically my set of teams. We can just quickly now show you the replays which were pertinent to all of that. The one loss we had was against this Saida contest stall team with Rolan. Obviously, this is a very strong team. We do kill a Celeste, and then we're going to eventually get a nice Sylphira ult. Rolan will always ult before Sylphira. This always happens, I guess, unless you're running like something like Lily May, because Rolan just charges energy fast for some reason. Now, Sylphira jumps in, but like, look at this max HP increase of Rolan, and Sylphira can't do a thing. Like, I'm silencing everyone. We're trying to silence everyone, but it's just not enough, and there's just not any damage. We just don't have the burst. The team is just way too tanky. They're just going to stall you out, and then eventually they're going to shut you down with the contest, right? So that's why this Roland side of contest, it just hard counters Sylphira. There's no chance. There's no chance Sylphira can beat it. But this was like a super team that this player was running, and that's why I was like, okay, if my Sylphira team loses to it, it's fine. My other team should be able to get the win. So that is basically how that one ended up playing out. So if we go ahead and take a look at AirP's team's formations that he was running, I'll go ahead and show that to you quickly. Again, there will be a formation ID. So he was running the Cryonite on team 1. Alicet buffing Cryonite, Pandora putting her in the box. Phantom buffing up Alicet. Preferably, I would have the Phantom over here to buff up Cryo, because I just want Cryonite to have a guaranteed win, but this is also fine. And actually, there's some advantages for buffing Alicet instead. Anyway, this is Vanguard spell. Team 2, Sylphira standard. It does have loss potential into, like, you know, the Saida contest Roland, Orion teams, things like that. So something you have to watch out for. Team 3, Saida contest troll, as you guys saw. It is overall very solid. Saida can cycle our ultimates, but you can run into a position if you get silenced before you can free your Saida to cycle. That is a problem. Then team 4 is this one, Freerin Orion comp, very strong, very effective. Usually when I run this team, I like to have Evie on this tile because she can hit potentially 4 enemies at the same time rather than here, but both are fine. And then team 5, yes, Gunner Gwyneth. So overall, that is basically what I wanted to share with today. Basically, updated Supreme League. What seemed to be looking like some of the top metas for right now. Of course, in PvP, there's a lot of options now There's a lot of combinations of heroes you can run and get effective teams together, but these are basically the core archetypes, I have to say. And from my testing in this whole Supreme League, this is basically what I've come up with, and this is what I do think are the best. And of course, though, you need to tailor-made your teams to what you're facing in the opponent. If you look at your opponent, for example, just using Dal as an example, if they have Zorya, you need to make sure all 5 of your teams are capable of dealing with Zorya and not getting nuked off. Like, that's one thing you can consider. So, and also, when they have things like Zorya or even potentially Saida Contest, they both have potential win. We can win against both of them potentially with a Dunlinger Cryonite team. So, because there are 2 teams that basically Dunlinger Cryonite could win against, you would think, oh, maybe I should consider running that, because at least it's a 2 out of 5 chance. And then if I set up all of my other teams, overall, you want to look at your overall win rate. A lot of it, especially when you go into top 16 onwards, a lot of players are very strong. They all have strong, solid core, basically PvP teams. And you can slightly try to improve your teams to a higher level than them, but then in the end, there's going to be that RNG of where do they place their teams. Like, there are many matchups, and it's going to happen in the finals as well. If I'm up against AirP, he has all meta PvP heroes built. It's going to come down to placement, basically, because he's running what are some of the top meta teams. These are the ones I shared in my video, and now I'm running what I think may be slightly better for the heroes I have, but I don't even know. Again, it matters on what I'm facing. Like I said, like if someone's running Cryonaya, I'm much less inclined to run Zorya and things like that. So anyway, guys, that's basically going to be it for this video. Thank you for watching. Let me know if there's any interesting teams you found in your, like if you are spectating other people in your finals of Supreme League, you can share their team IDs in the chat. That's always interesting. Or if you yourself are running something that you want to share and you find interesting, feel free to share that. But that's going to be it for this video, guys. Thank you all so much for watching. And if you're thinking about making a purchase in AFK Journey, please use my affiliate link for the official Farlight store. This is the best way you can support me and also gain 5% bonus Dragon Crystals on your purchase. My affiliate link is in the description of this video in a pinned comment. And you can actually bookmark this link in your browser. And whenever you're planning to make a purchase, just return to the bookmark link and make your purchase. It will support me and be greatly appreciated. So thanks for watching. I'll hopefully see you in the next video, and until then, everyone, peace out for now.